Okay, so this is how I do my guided math rubric, and I feel like handing you the rubric without showing you how I do it is just like defeats the purpose of giving you the rubric, because it might, I don't know, it just might be skewed, because whenever I started doing the rubric before I did it this way, my grades for participation felt very inflated. So when I do it this way, I notice they kind of very much even out to that kid's actual participation that day. So if you choose to use it, cool, pick my brain some more. If you don't, no love lost. Okay, so I always start out with a rubric like this. And actually, let me get my paper. So, two very big important things I do during stations. Whenever we're cleaning up, my kids write at the top of their paper how many they completed. And also, to make my rubric accurate and on point, also, I write down who's doing what. So while I'm at teacher table, I keep my eye out. Zachary, Damien, and Ayana were not focused, like times two. They need points off. They were not participating at that station to their fullest ability. Um, these kids weren't participating. They're goofing off maybe a little bit. You know, I don't give them like, hey, stop doing that. I just let it and let them self correct. If they don't self correct after, you know, giving them some eye contact and maybe 10 minutes, then that's the point where I'm like, give me your folder. Otherwise, it is, I write their name down, it's just points off participation. And it's very rare I take participation points off teacher table. Like, so this is probably the first one this year, but they were just not with it that day. So, how I do it is I'm going to start with one stack. And it's time consuming up front, but once you get in the groove, it's really, it makes my life so much easier. So, what I do is I go through and I just write down, ooh, you can't see. I write down how many each kid got. So he got 11, okay. 10, okay. Oh, scratch paper. 6. If I were a videographer, I would just skip through this point, but I didn't come prepared to this video. So I'm going to go through and I'm just writing down how many each kid got. That's going to give me my baseline for my 100 mark, because you can't expect them to do all 30 if your highest of the high kids only got to maybe 18. So I'm just randomly writing down, because they put at the top of their paper how much they missed. If they don't put how many they got done, it makes your life a whole lot harder trying to go count and keep up and then counting and writing, and honestly you just want to give up if they don't write it on their papers. So almost to the end, I have a few 16s but not much else. 9 and 3. Okay, so this is so I went through all of the same papers and just wrote down how many they got done on that paper. So now I'm going to look at this and look at my baseline. So I see 1, 2, 3 kids got all 16 done, so I'm going to write that at my top. But looking at it, the next kid only got 10 done. So 16 is absolutely going to be my 100 mark, but realistically, for the rest of, because these are my super high kids, realistically, I would probably make this mark my 98 mark. And I'll show you a different set of markings on the next. Oh, my 11. Oops. 11 is 98. And then I just do it chronologically, whether it's on my list or not. So I go 2 points down. 96. 9 was 90. Actually, scratch that. So we'll do 15 is 98. 14, 96. 13, 94. 12, 92. 11, 90, 10, 88. So I'm just doing it in points of 2. 9, 80, 86. My brain's not working after today. 84, 7 is 82, 6 is an 80, 5, 78, 4, 76, 3, 74, 2, 72. Okay, so looking at this scale, I've kind of made the scale for my class. So if they got, so I had kids reach 16, so that's my 100 mark. I did say, you know, that's my highest of the high, but really to make it accurate and even, I do want to say the kid that only got 2 done but is making a 72, we're working on order of operations this week, which is incredibly time consuming. So this is the kid that got 2 done or 3 done, but they're incredibly time consuming. So that's why I'm giving a little bit of grace, because you have to reflect on your concept. So this is my grade line basis. But since they're only out of 25 points, then my 100 is going to be my 25 point baseline. So then if I were to take my calculator, say 24 out of 25, that's a 96. So then right here, I'm going to drop it down and say that's 24 points. That's 23 points, 22 points, 21 points, 20 points, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Okay, so now, you know, it looks like a mess, but this is however many got done. This is relating it to a 100 scale, and this is relating it to the rubric scale I have. So when I look at Ariana's paper, she got 9 done. So on Ariana's guided math page, I'm going to look. This is puzzles. Ariana's name is on puzzles, so she got 9 done. That equates to 18 out of the 25 points. 18 out of 25. However, because I wrote her name down and she was not on task, I'm going to say that it's 15 points instead of 18. So then I go through all of my kids and I write their points for that rubric. So looking at my next one, I have Wyatt, who got 11 done. So I'm going to look over here. Wyatt's name was also on puzzles. So I'm going to write his name. And also, I fill out teacher table also, because usually they get all points at teacher table. Wyatt got 11 done on my scale. That's a 20. However, because his name is written down, I'm going to take 3 more points off. So he got 17 out of the 25. And I do this process for my independent practice too. I will make a video for that. But if you feel like you've gotten the gist of it, you don't have to watch it.